Hello and welcome to our international free webinar. This is Ume Salma, Gore Volunteer and Head of Campus Ambassador in IGP. Thanks you all for joining with us in this wonderful evening. Now, before starting our program, let me tell you about IGP. Institute of Global Professionals is an educational institution provides social work with globally recognized and reputable. We organize our webinar, training, online offline courses, etc. by best and trained speaker courses from all over the world to create a best learning platform for you all. Our mission to empower people and enhance skill. So let's start our program with IGP's mantra, Feed Your Skill. Today I am super excited because today's topic is Empower Women in the Digital Tech and today's webinar is organized with Honorable Free Speaker Dr. Antelada Lulas, Dr. Gul Arkal Bairam and Dr. Alexis. So our first speaker is Dr. Gul Arkal Bairam. She will represent his intelligible knowledge on women's entrepreneurship on tourism, challenges and opportunity. She is Associate Professor, Department of Tour Guidance in Sino University, Turkey, and ex-assistant professor, Department of Tour Guidance, researcher, writer, and a good heart woman. She worked on many research and published in different journals such as the relationship between the level of hopelessness and desire to make careers on tourism, her roles and views of tourists, the roles and views of tourist guides on the tourism-oriented development of Sino publishing Journal of Tour Guidance and so on. She published some books also. Those are the Tour Guide Roles and Responsibilities on Community-Based Tourism Approach, the Rotorless Handbook of Community-Based on Tourism Management and Concept, and so on. So please give a warm welcome to our speaker, Dr. Gul Arkal Bairam. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, dear ma'am. Many thanks for your kind words. This is such honor to meet with you and to share my ideas today. Many thanks. Can I share can I start? Yeah. Okay. Can I start? Yes. Today I will talk about women entrepreneurship on tourism, and there are some challenges and opportunities being a woman entrepreneur in tourism industry. Firstly, I would like to mention about myself. I am associate professor, Department of Tour Guiding. I also the head of the department, and I am also a professional tour guide in Turkey for 10 years. My research areas is tour guiding, tourism management, and sustainable tourism also. Today, what I'm going to talk about, firstly, I would like to mention about the general view of tourism and hospitality, and what is an entrepreneurship, and the five main characteristics of being an entrepreneur. What is the women entrepreneurship on tourism industry, and challenges of women entrepreneurs, opportunities of women entrepreneurs, and what is the current situation after COVID-19, and what will they do on the new world being women entrepreneurs? Firstly, maybe we can start with the tourism industry. Tourism management refers to the activities associated with travel planning. Hospitality management is the administration of activities in a place where people meet, for example, such as restaurant, casino, convention center, theme park, or shopping mall. Hotel management, just as the name says, involves managing operations in a hotel or in a resort. Tourism and hospitality includes attraction management, convention planning, customer service, event planning, food service, gaming, lodging, marketing, sales, and travel. Working in tourism and hospitality management could land you a job almost anywhere in the world. Hotels, airlines, restaurants, transportation companies, tourist services, convention centers, casino, sports teams, travel agencies, and activity providers are all part of a dynamic industry that continually needs a skilled employees. And there are four main parts, as you see on the screen, of tourism industry. We can basically mention about that: food and service management, tour and travel management, accommodation and hospitality management, and recreation management. Hospitality and tourism is a massive collective industry consisting of tourism and other hospitality related business. Tourism companies are technically considered hospitality business because they rely on strong customer service to generate revenue. Uh, Tourism and hospitality management must provide a welcoming, enjoyable experience to their all guests. Otherwise, those guests won't return in the future, and some guests may share their bad experience with the tourism hospitality to their friends and to family members. And as everybody knows that the promotion related with some bad experience is very important for managements in the 21st century. All hospitality businesses, even those residing outside of the tourism sector, follow a similar approach with their operations by emphasizing the importance of strong, positive, and powerful customer service, I think. Yes, we can continue with what is the meaning of entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur is an individual who creates a business bearing most of the risk and enjoying most of the rewards. The process of setting up a business is known as entrepreneurship. The entrepreneur is commonly seen as an innovator, a source of new ideas, new goods, new services, any business of procedures related of new things. Entrepreneurs play a key role in any economy using the skills and initiative necessary to anticipate needs and bringing good new ideas to market. Entrepreneurship that proves to be successful in taking on the risk of creating a startup is rewarded with profits, fame, and continue growth opportunities. Entrepreneurship that fails result in losses and less prevalence in the markets for those involved. In order to think like an entrepreneur, you need to have or develop the characteristic of an entrepreneur. Read on to find out about entrepreneurial skills that will help you in the workplace, I think. Yes, now we can mention about the five main specialties of an entrepreneur. Firstly, they have high motivation. Entrepreneurs are by nature motivated. After all, they put in long hours to get their venture off the ground and invest large sums and sometimes everything they have to pursue their dreams. They do all of this knowing that it could take months or even years for them to possibly reap the fruit of their labor. And despite their hard work and despite their all failures, they know that there is a chance that their efforts won't be rewarded with material success. But they refuse to give into a fear of failure. So, strong motivation, not to mention a steely focus, is needed to stick with venture over the long haul. Yes, passion. Passion is another characteristic of entrepreneurs. While a good payday at the end of the tunnel is good motivation, and entrepreneurs tend to be more driven by a passion for their offering as well as by a desire to make a difference. This passion or drive also helps to sustain entrepreneurs during periods where discouragement might otherwise manifest itself. Vision. The best entrepreneurs have a vision as to what they want to achieve, how they can accomplish their objectives, and whom they need on their side to reach their goals. Their vision acts like a compass that points them into the direction of opportunities that perhaps no one else has found. They also have the ability to translate their vision in a way that staff and investors can understand. Through networking opportunities, entrepreneurs can find people they want to align with. Yes, confidence. Without confidence or self belief or self imagination, entrepreneurs cannot possibly succeed. They have to be confident both in themselves and in the products or services they sell. If they believe in themselves, they will have the ability to stay the course regardless difficulties or discouragement or many failures. They also have the stomach to take risk. After all, they believe that they will succeed. And decision making. Being able to make decisions quickly is an important characteristic for entrepreneurs because it can be the difference between success and failure. Entrepreneurs not only need to have a good decision making skills but also must have the capacity to make those decisions quickly in order to avoid missing opportunities. This necessitates quickly considering the facts and then deciding. As you can see, they are definitely some key characteristic of entrepreneurship. As a leader at your company, you can use these traits to more capably and confidently perform your duties. Whether entrepreneurs are born or made is, as it turns out, not the key consideration. What really matters is that leaders acquire or develop the winning characteristic of an entrepreneur. Yes, we can continue with the tourism enterprise, entrepreneur, and entrepreneurship. Tourism enterprises refer to the different forms of tourist-related business venture permitted within the national constitution or government. Like any other enterprise, tourism enterprises are also business ventures having similar preparative principles but working on a very wide scale. A tourism entrepreneur may be defined as a person or a group of persons proceeding and managing tourism products. Any tourism products, for example, hotels, restaurants, boutique hotels, or recreation management, many more. In this process, the entrepreneur must have the commonly described entrepreneurial traits along with the service sector specialties. Accordingly, tourism entrepreneurship can be defined as the professional application of knowledge, skills, and competencies and of monetizing a tourism related new idea by an individual or a set of people by launching an enterprise or diversifying from an existing one. Thus, to pursue growth while generating wealth, employment, and social good. Maybe we can summarize with simple words. It embraces all sorts of activities involved in creation and operation of a legal tourism enterprise. A legal tourism enterprise excludes all forms of tourism and tourism like activities which are against the generally accepted laws of the land. For example, in India, wildlife hunting, flesh trading, drug trafficking, and etc. are considered illegal, hence, do not fall with the purview of tourism enterprise. Yes, what is the context of women entrepreneurship on tourism? Tourism industry has been recognized as one of the potential areas for economic development and economic transformation in the world. This is the most important industry that evolve and change of the world's economy. Service industry like tourism opens immense opportunities for employment generation and entrepreneurial practices, especially for developing and underdeveloped countries. It has been recognized as one of the fastest growing industry in India and the world, where the scope of employment and entrepreneurship both are unlimited. Following the characteristic of the service industry, tourism is a little different from other commodities. It is highly dependable on seasonal factors and customer satisfaction criteria. Like the other industry, tourism also welcome and encourage women participation not only as trained or untrained manpower but also as business leaders and entrepreneurs. As a parent industry, tourism supports and encourages other allied areas to contribute more and create employment and business opportunities. The number of women entrepreneurs are increasingly day by day, and their contributions are also recognized and appreciated globally. Yes, what is the current situation women entrepreneurs on tourism? Tourism also has another superpower. The majority of its workforce is female. With such a broad geographical reach and a huge range of skills required, tourism has the opportunity to pull women out of poverty, equip them with skills, and provide dignified, sustainable development. In struggling nations, it is invariably the women who struggle most as any semblance of equality falls away. Women and girls are disadvantaged from the outset by a lack of access to education, scant maternity benefits, cultural expectations about the woman's role in the home, and inherent gender bias in the workforce. So, the tourism industry holds a huge amount of potential, but as the United Nations and World Tourism Organization's report revealed, the details behind the statistic are not quite so equal unfortunately. The majority of these women are concentrated in lower level jobs, for example, cooking, cleaning, serving, and clearing work and stuff. And for these roles, they are paid on average 10 or 15% less than male staff. In addition, a lot of women undertake unpaid roles within tourism and supporting family business as invisible customer services providers and chambermaids. Yes, and even in many poor countries, there are access a thriving tourism business. Apart from a unique ability to boost equality across the world, tourism also is a meeting point. With its major plus point that its workforce is majorly female, tourism opens up an opportunity for women to pull them out of poverty, equip them with skills, and provide dignified, sustainable employment. Yes, we can continue with the why women choose entrepreneurship. We can identify uh, five or six subject. Firstly, freedom to work and live on your own terms. As a business owner, you run the show by setting your own hours and creating an ideal work or life balance. You have the liberty to make it happen on your own terms. Although it may take a while to figure out your perfect schedule, you are still the one in charge and can make the change necessary to live your life the way you want. Yes, the second opportunity is the opportunity to build something for yourself. A great deal of energy goes into creating and building something that is all yours. Knowing that this is your work for yourself instead of someone else. There is a sense of pride that you get as a business owner because entrepreneurship has no boundaries. No matter what your background, education, or experience level, you can succeed as a business owner with the right formula. Unlimited earning potential. These are high potential for being an entrepreneurship. This is truly no limit on your income potential when you are running your own company as an entrepreneur. With a hard work, determination, and creativity, you can go from six figures to seven and beyond with the chance of carrying out your own financial destiny. Multiple streams of income. While many believe that having multiple streams of income is the only way to real wealth, you don't have to quit your job tomorrow to start your own business venture today. Instead, you can gradually work yourself into full time entrepreneurship or even remain an entrepreneur earning extra money on the sides through businesses. People are looking for something new, and this is so popular trends during these days because new is innovative. You have the advantage of pitching fresh, unique services and products. Companies and individuals are always looking for new partners that offer greater value. You don't have to advertise the lowest price, although you should be able to provide the most value and efficiency to increase your advantage over your competition. Yes, another topic is entrepreneurial opportunities in tourism industry. Considering the opportunities of entrepreneurship in tourism industry, it is one of the major areas where the opportunities are unlimited. frequent change in travel pattern, highly competitive markets, and various types of tourist demands opens the area of business opportunities. Creativity is another dimension which always encourage undertaking and practicing something new. Following are the areas where budget constraints opportunity for entrepreneurs. These are basically identified at hotels, and also we can identify is boutique hotel and heritage houses, time villages or motels. These are highway amenities, guest houses, bed and breakfast accommodation, farmhouse and homestay. The second opportunities for entrepreneurs in tourism industry is transportation. And these are airlines and allied business, car rental, spatially arranged transportation for tourists. Entrepreneurs can think about some opportunities in these industries. Yes, the third one is travel services. These are travel agency, tour operator, guide service, language interpreter, and event management. Also, I would like to add that during COVID-19, the travel services is so highly popular because people would like to prefer VIP services and would like to prefer travel solely rather than accommodating somewhere and etc. And the third one is allied industry. These are handicraft, souvenir, entertainment like dance, music, show, and communication. Yes, maybe we can talk about some challenges faced by women entrepreneurs because these are realities and we should talk about that. For the tourism industry, the preserve it is dynamic model in terms of wealth creation and employment. It is essential to take some measures to guarantee quality services and continue to improve people's life. To achieve this goal, it is necessary to identify the challenges that sector is facing and most importantly, what tourism business must do to overcome them. Some of the challenges faced by women entrepreneurs is non-availability of finance, pressure of domestic responsibilities, stiff competition, problems pertaining to expansion or diversification, less scope of diversification, requirement for professional expertise, lack of guidance, direction and government support, seasonal nature of employment, lack of the reliable and fixed income, definite compulsion to earn profits within short span, and lack of mobility. To add to this is the current uncertain business environment. And maybe other challenges faced by women entrepreneurs, especially related with communities, families, and other parts of in our population like that. Firstly, we can start with government's contracts. Um, this is a big problem for women entrepreneurs because in the 90s, the US government had decided to allocate a merge of 5% of the total contract to business led by female contractors. Although this motion was passed in 1994, the federal government took nearly 22 years to achieve the seemingly small ratio of contract allocation of to women. Despite this progress, female-owned business face significant difficulties in obtaining federal contracts and governmental contracts. Even to these days, this business have 21% less chance of getting a federal compared to business of a similar nature led by a man. Gender discrimination. Although things have improved than where they were before, female entrepreneurs still face explicit and subtle gender discrimination. Many private investors, including the travel industry sector, don't take female investors seriously or discriminate based on gender. An example of this situation was seen after the global financial crisis of 27, where loans of female-owned small business dropped by a whopping 70% between these global financial crises. A huge contributing factor to this decline was the antiquated belief and females have a gender defined role as a caregiver at home and thus are less likely to succeed as entrepreneurs. Such worn out notions about women and underlying discrimination prevent female entrepreneurs from obtaining same opportunities as men in the travel industry. The burden of social expectations and others. Female business owners that attend networking even of face situations where they have difficulties in meeting other female business owners. This forces them to interact and discuss business issues mostly with male business owners, which can be a little difficult for some entrepreneurs. Some female entrepreneurs feel that they need to conform to traits spatially attributed to male business owners. These difficulties can be actions such as being overly aggressive to subordinates, which can become harsh for such employees. However, the majority of successful female entrepreneurs have faith in their own approach and avoid aggressive attitude toward business. Although social expectations might force female leaders to conform to male attitudes, they are better off following their own unique approach. Another challenge is balancing business and family life. Creating a work life balance is a challenge regardless of who you are. However, studies have found that female professionals and business face more difficulty in this regard. A research study conducted by Pew Research Center discovered that female professionals and business owners with children face 3 times more difficulty in career growth than male professional and business owners with children. And another is building support networks. A robust support network is a key component of success for entrepreneurs. Unfortunately, female entrepreneurs have to face lack of support here as well. This is attested by a survey conducted by which found at 47 of female business founders felt the lack of advisors and mentors led to limited chances of professional growth of them. Yes, what is the road ahead? Tourism has been a vehicle for integration, empowerment, and income generation, especially when you look at women, rural communities, and other historically marginalized populations. Tourism is also a key pillar for the conservation of natural and cultural heritage. What is the road ahead? It must be in a way that is safe, equitable, and climate friendly. Supporting people whose livelihood depends on tourism means building a sustainable and responsible travel experience that is safe for host communities, work workers, and travelers. So, the road to recovery should focus on 5 priority areas: how to mitigate the socio-economic impact of the crisis, building resilience across the entire tourism value chain, maximize the use of technology in the tourism sector, promote sustainability, going green, and foster partnership to enable tourism to further support the sustainable development goals. Predominantly, 2020 has been designated as the Year of Tourism and Rural Development by United Nations and World Tourism Organization. And the thematic idea is to promote tourism as a sector for creating ample amount of jobs and opportunities as well as the uplift for the rural development. How to overcome these challenges? Despite all seemingly impossible hurdles, the future of female entrepreneurs in the travel industry is bright, is shining. Women are becoming more ambitious, seeking better opportunities, and moving up the socio-economic ladder all around the world. Gender equality is now being implemented in most, if not all, big travel companies around the globe. Many women entrepreneurs are now stepping up as a role models to empower women in their own communities and in the travel industry. Everyone's journey is different, but through the power of these women's stories, it is my hope you can find the inspiration to jump or continue to aspire to higher levels in your purpose. Furthermore, female led business has started to gain traction and have even managed to surpass $1 billion valuation of their ideas. Although female entrepreneurs face significantly more challenges than men, any woman can overcome these challenges and succeed as a business owner with persistence, hard work, and dedication. Lastly, finally, I will talk a little about impact of COVID-19 on tourism. Unfortunately, tourism has hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. Following the lockdown restrictions on travel, a sudden drop in consumer demand have led to an unprecedented drop in the international tourism, which in turn have led to economic loss and the loss of jobs. And statistics also show that they are rather depressing. So, on this world tourism the COVID-19 pandemic opens up an opportunity to reimagine the future of tourism sector. We should reorganize our types of business. The focus should be on how it contributes to sustainable development goals through its social, cultural, political, and economic value. The ray of hope is that tourism can eventually help us move beyond the pandemic by bringing people together and promoting solidarity and trust, which are very crucial ingredients in advancing global cooperation. And this is imperative today. The business sector is disrupting and new trends are emerging. Entrepreneurs need to keep their finger on the pulse. New elements are capturing the market. New destinations, new technologies, and means of transport have caused major shift on the industry. Early adaptation of new trends is vital, and it is important to follow the current tourism trends in response to consumer behavior after the coronavirus. What are some opportunities that can steer your business in the direction? This is a big question. Domestic travel may become a trend, and new concepts like staycations, short trips are emerging, which may revive the industry. Yes, thanks for your attention, and I would like to finish my presentation.
Thank you so much, ma'am,
You're
for
welcome.
your presentation. After your presentation, we don't need to move forward for our next speaker. There still no speaker is in the stream yet, because maybe some technical issues from their side. But dear participants, actually, we are really sorry for that. We are trying to connect our rescue speakers, still not connect with us. In meanwhile, we are going to start our quiz competition. After quiz competition, we'll go for the Q&A. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, in between time, just get ready for the Q. Just get ready for the quiz competition. So I'll just share my screen. Dear participants, please join. This is our today's quiz competition quiz. The pin is 924954. Dear participants, you don't need to download any apps. You can just go to your Google and browse Kahoot. After that, you can just put your pin and you can directly join to the quiz competition. So you don't need any kinds of apps, any kinds of. You don't need to download anything. You don't need to download anything. Already 62 joined. We will just allow 5 minutes more to join. Wingo. Wingo. You don't need any apps. You don't need any apps to join this competition. Just browse Chrome or Google, anything. Kahoot. Just browse Kahoot. Nothing more. You can join through browsing. You don't need to install anything. You don't need to download any apps, anything. Already 86 joined. So which should I already maybe I can join. Salma, you can join also. Don't need any link. Oh no. Browse Kahoot in Google. Yeah, runs one. Is 103 already joined? 105. Anyone can join. Anyone can join. No problem. After this quiz competition, we will issue certificates for first, second, and third. You don't need any code. Just pin 924954. This is the game pin. It's already 126, 125, 26. Last minute after 6:55, we'll start the quiz competition. No, you don't need to sign in. You can play from your side, no problem. You don't need to sign in. Okay, let's start. 150. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. 'Answer is true. 31% did the next. 3 out of 10. Now move to the last question of our today's quiz competition. Congratulations, first, second, and third. It's Thank you so much for joining. It's a cordial request that please. Yes. Congratulations, first, second, and third in quiz competition. It's a simple request that please contact with our page inbox with your full name and gender. Then we can issue the certificate immediately. And we have another announcement, that is, congratulations Raju Digari. He's from Nepal. Okay, just give me a moment. Raju Digari. We have a special gift for you. We notice that till you attend most session with us, we'll share a lifetime membership certificate from IGP. Congratulations for all. Now it's time for Q&A. So, ma'am, can I start the Q&A process? Hello, ma'am. You can. Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, you are in mute. You are in mute,
Yes,
ma'am. Yeah.
yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Can you check? Can you see the question on your screen?
Okay. Yes, I think this is a good idea, um, because now we are in the digital age, and during this time we can react something. We can communicate all members in our population, and one of them is local tribal women. Yes, this is a good idea, I think. Um, and what should we do for engage to tribal women in the tourism sector? Maybe there are some ideas for that. Firstly, we can research to some expectations and some needs of women in the tourism sector related to these ideas, I think, and I can answer that. It is a good idea. What advice can you give to millennial and against women's? Okay. Uh, Firstly, um, there are some types of women in the tourism industry, I think. Um, we can say that there are some things for that. Sorry. Firstly, we can start with education, the right education, and this right education can be practiced in the university academically, and as the millennial women, firstly should educate in the undergraduate level, and also I advise that this education is practiced by the university, especially the tourism education. And I am the academician in the Department of Tour Guiding, and there are many parts of tourism education types. For example, hotels, for example, food and management, for example, recreation, and other types. You can choose many departments in the tourism industry, and after you finish your university degree, you can start to business, but without the education, um, it is not go well. For this reason, my first advice that having an education, especially undergraduate level, for start a business. And after the new normal, women's, especially young women's, start with levels and their ability to using technology, because if you want to be as successful in the tourism industry, the having an ability to use communication is so important. So we should finish our university. We should have an ability related technology and digital age, and we should pass the robots, because robots is the main activator in tourism industry for our future. And after pandemics, these trends will gain more importance. Our ability is more important than robots. For I can say that we should gain, we should develop, we should vary our abilities, our communication skills, and our social abilities like that. Thanks. What advice can you give? I think I answered to this question. Yeah, the third question. Gender inequality is social and cultural. What would you? This is a hard question, because as an academician, I mentioned about this problem, gender inequality, and I think during COVID-19, this problem has much bigger. Um, to combat this problem, maybe governmental restrictions can be done. Also, maybe as a government authority can make some precautions, or can take some little education, for example, like this, for combat this problem, because as community we should educate ourselves for gender inequality. Women and men are not equal in our world, because women have many responsibilities for feeding children and picking up their home and etc. Many more I can say. For this reason, we should firstly educate ourselves as community for understanding to women's responsibilities, women's challenges, and what should we do for thinking on behalf of women's perception, I think. Education is the main solution for combating these challenges, I think. Thanks for your question. Um, in general, there isn't, for example, a theory, or there isn't a idea to work woman alone. But if a woman work alone in the tourism industry as entrepreneur, maybe they can face some problems, because especially in the tourism industry, ignoring women is still a problem in the 21st century, I think. So maybe women can help anybody, not only men, but they can conduct their business, for example, with their acquaintances, with their friends, or anybody. but start a business, not only for women but also for men, is so difficult process, I think. So that means starting a business, only in this process we can help anybody as an entrepreneur, I think, not only women. Thanks for your question. um, Yes, many disadvantage. I think we can face in the tourism industry, but we should um, face with them. We should um, we should combat with them, because this is our key role for sustain our community, for bring our community to a good future. This is our key responsibilities for our children, for our girls, for everybody. We should combat all disadvantages. And during this process, we should need help of men like you to ask to this question, and any man who think that women and men are equal, and women should women can everything whatever they want. So I can say that you should, thanks to your help, we can combat with disadvantage. Many thanks for your question. Firstly, my first suggestion is reading. Read all things. For example, when you see a book, you should read. When you see a post, you should read. Always read. Reading a book, reading a passage, reading a post, reading a web page, etc. Not important what they are. You should read everything. You should develop yourself. You should contribute other people. For example, if anybody needs your help, you should help. You empower yourself by getting these items. Not only educating yourself in a classical university, but you should also reading uh, everything, helping everybody, smiling every time, and looking positively to everybody. You should empower yourself. Many thanks for your question. Uh, this is an important question for myself, because still I am handling with this question, because as a woman, you have main responsibilities, as you know, bringing up your children, feeding your children, raising your children, taking care of your husband, and picking up your home. And as a woman, you should always be beautiful, and etc. There are some roles, and these roles may be sometimes making tire us, but we should change uh, these roles. For example, during these times after I have marriage, um, I think I changed my roles. My husband uh, helped me by picking up homes and taking care of our children. Our roles is separated equally, I think. So we can share our roles with our family members. While sharing our roles with our members, we can change the mentality of conservative culture. No matter, not important what is our country. I am in Turkey. I don't know your country, but we have the same problem. But not important. The problem is big. We should change the mentality of our culture. This is our role. Thanks for your question. Yes. Woman, I think, has a major role because woman is important for the world. Women start world. Women create many beautiful things. So woman has some roles um, that are imagined. So I can say that women change the negative things resulted in pandemics. We should start up a business. We should organize some events. We should organize some um, social events, for example, responsible by many communities, and we should change the way of tourism in the future. I I'm confident for this, and I have a belief that women will change the future tourism. I think. Many thanks for your question. Yes. Firstly, the first thing I think misconception related with some beliefs. Um, the second is discrimination, and the third one is inequality. I think because women have many powers, I think, rather than men, but because of the discrimination, misconception, and inequality, we uh, can't go far. We have some barriers front of us. So I can change to inequality issues, and I can change discrimination issues, and I can change the misconception ideas. I think. Thanks for your question.
Most, ma'am, for your beautiful time and presentation.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving us your valuable time and share your knowledge with us. It's really inspiration session for us. Thank you so much. Congratulations to the winner, your audience. Today's webinar is so much informative and important because it's indirectly or directly relatable in our educational and professional life. I hope this webinar will be helpful to you all. I would love to thank you all for attending today's session. Please leave a review on our page if you learned something or we help you a little bit. Please spread your information with your friends and community. We hope to see you all again in next webinar. Thank you so much. Stay home, stay safe.
Dear participants, I already shared the link in comment box and also pinned in the comment section, so you can yeah. If you want, then I can share it also. Like just browse www.eduigp.com and you can find the today's program at the top. Just click on the program, and after that, if you are new, then enroll, and if you have account, then join directly. Our next program tomorrow. Tomorrow is our next program topic: multidisciplinary research and training part 1. And day after tomorrow, our next again program of multidisciplinary research and teaching part 2. So hope to see you there. Thank you. Yes, the certificate can be accessed at any time. No problem. Eh, No problem for certificate. We don't set any certification time, so you can join, check anytime. And sorry for today's misconcept or our fault. So please pardon us. Thank you so much. And those who win the quiz competition, first, second, and third, please it's a cordial request. Then connect with our page inbox with your full name and gender. Only those for first, second, and third. Thank you so much. See you again tomorrow.